When you ask a die-hard Porsche enthusiast where the true sweet spot of modern naturally aspirated 911 ownership sits, the conversation almost always boils down to two distinct generations. The 997.2, produced from 2009 to 2012, and the 911.1, produced from 2012 to 2016. These two cars sit right on the transitional boundary between traditional analog sports car design and modern grand touring capability. Both featured legendary naturally aspirated 3.8-liter direct-injected flat-six engines in their S trim, yet they express fundamentally different vehicle philosophies. On one hand, you have the 997.2 Carrera S, which represents the absolute end of the classic compact 911 body footprint paired with organic hydraulic power steering. On the other hand, you have the 911.1 Carrera S, which introduced a ground-up redesign featuring an expanded wheelbase, a lightweight aluminum steel chassis, electric power steering, and a luxurious high-tech cabin. Is the 997.2 Carrera S still the unbeatable sweet spot of the lineup, or does the added capability, refinement, and modern chassis of the 911.1 make it the smarter purchase today? In this video, we're diving deep into the engineering, driving dynamics, real-world reliability, common failure points, and secondary market values to help you figure out which naturally aspirated icon belongs in your garage. To truly understand how these two cars differ behind the wheel, you have to start with their physical structure and chassis proportions. When Porsche transitioned from the 997.2 to the 991.1, it executed one of the most substantial structural redesigns in the entire history of the 911 nameplate. The 997.2 maintains a classic 911 silhouette, featuring a compact wheelbase of 2,350 millimeters or 92.5 inches and an overall body length of 4,435 millimeters or 174.6 inches. That tight footprint gives the 997.2 an extremely agile, nimble character on tight, twisty back roads and narrow mountain passes. When Porsche introduced the 991.1, they stretched the wheelbase by a massive 100 millimeters, or roughly 4 inches, bringing it to 2,450 millimeters. Overall, body length also grew to 4,491 millimeters. By pushing the front and rear axles further out toward the outer corners of the car, Porsche fundamentally altered the polar moment of inertia inherent to rear-engined cars. This longer wheelbase drastically minimized the pendulum effect of having the engine sitting behind the rear axle, making the 991.1 remarkably stable during high-speed directional changes, high-speed highway cruising, and heavy braking on track. Now, you might assume that a larger car would naturally weigh significantly more, but Porsche engineered a clever workaround. By adopting an aluminum steel composite architecture, the 991.1 shed weight across its body shell. As a result, a standard 991.1 Carrera S manual coupe weighs in at roughly 1,415 kilograms, or 3,120 pounds, which actually makes it about 5 kilograms lighter than an equivalent 997.2 Carrera S manual coupe, which weighs around 1,420 kilograms, or 3,130 pounds. So while the 991.1 occupies more physical road space, it does not carry a weight penalty over its predecessor. Under the rear deck lid, both generations rely on versions of Porsche's renowned 9A1 naturally aspirated engine family. These engines feature direct fuel injection, a rigid closed-deck aluminum engine block, and an integrated dry sump lubrication system built to handle high lateral G-forces. However, the state of tune and power delivery curves are quite distinct between the two generations. In the 997.2 Carrera S, the 3.8-liter flat 6 develops 385 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 310 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 RPM. It delivers punchy, linear acceleration across the rev range, propelling a PDK-equipped model from 0 to 60 miles per hour in roughly 4.3 seconds, before topping out at a factory top speed of 188 miles per hour. The 991.1 Carrera S takes that same 3.8-liter displacement and pushes output further to 400 horsepower at a higher 7,400 RPM redline, alongside 325 pound-feet of torque at 5,600 RPM. Because it revs nearly 1,000 RPM higher, the 991.1 engine feels more explosive in the upper register, accompanied by a screaming intake note when you push it toward redline. Equipped with the PDK dual-clutch transmission, the 991.1 Carrera S drops the 0 to 60 sprint down to 4.1 seconds, while matching the same 188 mile/hour top speed. Where these two cars diverge most aggressively is in how they communicate with the driver through the steering wheel and gearbox. The 997.2 is celebrated as the final production 911 fitted with a traditional hydraulic power steering system. Hydraulic steering relies on continuous fluid pressure, which transmits microtextures from the road surface directly into the driver's hands. You feel every pavement crack, surface dip, and subtle shift in front tire load, requiring constant, attentive steering adjustments that make backroad driving deeply engaging. The 991.1 marked Porsche's transition to electric power-assisted steering. Early electric steering systems isolated the driver from harsh road kickback, but they also filtered out much of the organic feedback that purists cherish. While the 991.1 can carry higher cornering speeds with less effort, its electronic steering filter can feel noticeably more muted compared to the hyper-communicative rack of the 997.2. Transmission options also highlight the generational shift. The 997.2 offers a classic 6-speed manual gearbox, or the first-generation 7-speed Porsche Doppelkupplung dual-clutch PDK. The 991.1 updated the PDK dual-clutch transmission with faster gear changes and smoother low-speed operation, while introducing a unique 7-speed manual gearbox. For enthusiasts who want to bridge the dynamic gap in the 991.1, the aftermarket offers popular solutions. Owners often flash the electric steering ECU with factory software derived from the 991.1 GT3, which recalibrates assist levels across speeds, increases off-center resistance, and improves turn-in feedback. Additionally, adding a plug-and-play active suspension controller module such as a DSC Sport controller continuously adjusts individual shock absorber valving in real time based on live vehicle telemetry, significantly reducing body roll and sharpening chassis response without compromising daily ride comfort. Here is a fascinating fun fact for you. When Porsche was engineering the 7-speed manual transmission for the 991.1 generation, they actually constructed it directly on the casing architecture of the 7-speed PDK dual-clutch automatic. It was the world's first 7-speed manual transmission in a production passenger car, and because of its unique mechanical heritage, Porsche incorporated a mechanical lockout system that prevents drivers from accidentally downshifting into 7th gear or selecting 7th unless they are already cruising in 5th or 6th. Now, I want to hear from you down in the comments. If you had to choose right now, would you pick the organic hydraulic steering feel and compact dimensions of the 997.2, or would you take the 400 horsepower high-revving modern GT capability of the 991.1? Drop your pick in the comments section below, and if you are enjoying this deep dive, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Inside the cabin, the generational leap between these two cars is immediately obvious. The 997.2 features a traditional dashboard layout with vertical center trim lines, smaller switchgear, and classic gauge cluster typography. Interior acoustic insulation is lighter, allowing mechanical intake sound and road noise to filter into the cabin, which heightens the raw sports car sensation. However, its factory PCM 3.0 infotainment system feels dated by modern standards, lacking basic smartphone mirroring. The 991.1 interior took heavy design inspiration from the Carrera GT supercar and Panamera sedan, featuring a high-rising center console with the gear lever closer to the steering wheel rim. Cabin materials are noticeably higher quality, switchgear feels more premium, and acoustic insulation is vastly improved, turning the 991.1 into a serene, long-distance highway cruiser. While PCM 3.1 improved screen resolution and interface response times, it still lacks native Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Fortunately, updating infotainment technology in either car is straightforward thanks to two main retrofit pathways. The first pathway is retrofitting the official Porsche Classic Communication Management Plus or PCCM Plus head unit. Designed directly by Porsche to match factory dashboard finishes, this unit replaces the original radio housing, adding wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and modern navigation while displaying trip computer telemetry, oil temperature, and oil pressure metrics right in the instrument cluster display. The second option is an aftermarket most bus interface, like the Mr. 12-volt system. This module installs directly into the original PCM head unit via fiber optic connections, preserving the factory original dashboard appearance while adding wireless CarPlay and digital audio streaming without sacrificing audio quality. Just keep in mind that if you install an aftermarket module and park your car unlocked in a garage, the PCM system can remain powered up searching for a phone signal, leading to parasitic battery drain. Simply locking the vehicle when parked deactivates the power relay and prevents battery discharge. When considering pre-owned 911 ownership, mechanical reliability is paramount. The great news is that both the 997.2 and 991.1 utilize the direct-injected 9A1 engine architecture, completely eliminating the failure-prone intermediate shaft bearing found in earlier water-cooled 911s. Both power plants are robust, but there are specific vulnerabilities you need to keep on your radar during a pre-purchase inspection. On PDK-equipped models across both generations, the internal shift fork distance sensor can occasionally fail. In the past, Porsche dealerships refused to perform internal transmission teardowns and insisted on replacing the entire assembly at a cost exceeding $15,000 to $20,000. Today, independent Porsche specialists can disassemble the PDK casing, install upgraded aftermarket distance sensor circuit boards, refresh the transmission fluid, and recalibrate the system using PIWIS factory diagnostic tools for a fraction of that historical replacement cost. On 991.1 models specifically, vacuum system reliability requires attention due to a complex network of changeover valves, or COVs. When these solenoids fail, they trigger diagnostic error codes or cause issues with Porsche Sport exhaust valve actuation and cabin heating controls. Replacing failing early revision solenoids with updated factory valves completely resolves the issue. Additionally, standard non-leather door panels on 991.1 models known to suffer from heat-induced glue delamination, causing the upper edge near the window to warp upward. Rebonding the panels with flexible construction adhesive restores the factory fit without requiring complete door trim replacement. When you examine secondary market values, global production numbers explain why pricing behaves so differently between these two platforms. The 997.2 was produced during the global economic downturn between 2008 and 2012, resulting in low build figures. On top of that, roughly 80% of original buyers opted for the then-new PDK transmission, leaving a tiny global supply of original 6-speed manual 997.2 Carrera S coupes. Because of this scarcity, clean 997.2 Carrera S manual coupes have transitioned from depreciating sports cars into sought-after modern classics, commanding between $65,000 and $85,000 or more depending on mileage and condition. Meanwhile, 997.2 PDK coupes generally range between $50,000 and $65,000, offering strong value for automated driving enthusiasts. In contrast, the 991 generation coincided with a booming global economy, leading to total production exceeding 233,000 units across its lifecycle. Higher production numbers mean pre-owned 991.1 inventory is plentiful, keeping prices predictable and stable. A well-maintained 991.1 Carrera S manual coupe trades between $65,000 and $80,000, while a 991.1 Carrera S PDK coupe can be found between $58,000 and $72,000. Because the 991.1 was the final regular Carrera model with a naturally aspirated flat 6 before Porsche shifted to twin turbocharged engines for the 991.2, long-term market demand for clean 991.1 examples remains remarkably strong. So after looking at the engineering, driving dynamics, ownership costs, and market value, which naturally aspirated 911 takes the crown? The 997.2 Carrera S remains the definitive sweet spot for purists who prioritize raw driving engagement, organic hydraulic steering feedback, compact sports car proportions, and strong long-term collector value retention. It is a car that demands your complete attention on a winding road and rewards precise driver inputs. On the flip side, if you were looking for an all-around 911 that effortlessly balances daily commuting, long-distance highway road trips, and high-speed track capability, the 991.1 Carrera S is the superior selection. Its 400-horsepower engine, exceptional chassis stability, high-speed composure, and refined cabin make it a vastly superior Grand Tourer. And with simple software flashes and suspension controller upgrades, you can restore much of that missing driver connection. Whichever path you choose, both of these naturally aspirated machines represent peak Porsche engineering from a golden era of sports cars. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more Porsche buyer guides, and I will see you in the next video.